Welcome back. Before we jump into the final game for the evening, Order versus Avant, we are continuing our love of animals with a little animal quiz. If you are 60 years old, you'll remember the TV show It's Academic. This is It's an Echidna.
What is going on?
What is this?
Excellent. I couldn't quite tell if that was going to be the intro for the show or an Intel ad. All right. So the way this works is I'm going to give you clues, and you need to guess what animal I am.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. It's pretty easy.
Do we all wait till the end?
No. You can jump in any time, but two rules. One, if you answer once, you're out for that round.
Yep.
Okay. Two, you all have to answer. Your buzzer is the sound of an animal. You, of course, will be honk.
Okay.
So then you guys need to pick an animal.
I'm gonna move.
I didn't tell you about this bit when you said,
Yeah,
I'll
you did
stick
it.
around.
I'm a dog. Woof.
Give me your meow.
Moo.
Like meow.
But be like a cute cat.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
give me like a.
No, if I ever got a cat, I'd get like a Maine Coon, like one of those big lion-looking cats.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But
We've got a lion over here.
Like meow. There you go.
Meow. I'm doing a fake cow moo, not a real cow's moo. Because a fake cow says moo.
Yep.
A real cow is like
Okay, cool. At least I got one out of you. Okay, first up, first clue. My name is my best feature. I am literally my name. No one's getting that one. I communicate through my poop.
Oh, this is
My horns are made of hair. Yeah, this one's brutal, trust me. You're never going to get it. I run as fast as Usain Bolt.
Meow. Wait, you said it's fast. Oh no. I mean, I was gonna say a cheetah, but like, no, that's way faster.
Does cheetah have
correct.
horns?
And
Cheetahs don't have horns. Oh wait, is this? I thought they were all individual.
No.
Like, what sort of messed up cheetahs are you looking at? Anyone? The correct answer is the rhinoceros.
I was.
What's the
But I
first
didn't realize
one?
it was made of hair.
Yeah, I know.
I thought it was like protein or like.
Yeah, which is
No.
hair.
Okay, so I knew that it was
Oh,
hair, but
right,
what was the
of course it
first thing you said?
My name is my best feature. I'm literally my name. Rhinoceros means one horn.
Okay, I was
Horned
never
beast.
going to get it
Yeah,
from that.
there you go.
then.
Okay,
Lost
you'll
me.
get the
I
next
just
one.
debated myself so
Clever
hard.
segment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I hate it.
I like it just because you did that. Okay, number two. My eyes filter out seawater, then I sneeze it back out.
What?
If my baby dies, I'll just kidnap another one.
Wow.
Woof. Dolphin?
No. But I like the lack of respect you think dolphins have for their young.
I just put it like, fuck it, I want this.
I don't fear humans because I am not used to land-based predators. 3% of all ice in Antarctica is made of my urine.
Honk, it has to be whale, surely.
Nope.
Really?
Really?
Moo?
Yep.
Is it a seal?
Nope.
Meow. Is it a penguin?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
There
We
you
got through
go.
all of the animals that could be out there besides a
Oh,
polar
a
bear.
penguin!
Yeah, so apparently they'll just waddle right up to you because they're not used to
Have you read the
anything
book?
that deep in the
Have you read the book Martian Rock?
No, but I have seen Happy Feet. Is it the same thing?
No.
Okay.
Martian Rock is a kid's book. You should get it. Andrew would like it. Jess was obsessed with space.
Number 3. I'm the only creature that flies that has a belly button. Perporos in the chat says these are amazing facts. Yes, they are. Thank you very much. I make up a quarter of all mammals. There's over 1,000 variations of
Honk,
mammal.
bat.
Yes.
They have a belly
Well
button?
done.
Yeah, because
Yep,
they're a mammal.
because they're a
Umbilical
mammal.
cord.
In the Civil War, my poo was made to was used to make gunpowder.
Guano.
I'm not actually blind, and I give birth upside down. They catch my baby as it falls out.
Really?
Come on!
That's nuts.
But technically, you wouldn't even need to catch it because there would be an umbilical cord, so it would just kind of dangle. So next
Thanks
time
for
you
that.
walk into a
Bungee
next time
jumping.
I walk into like a cave, yeah, like a little bungee. Bungee jump. And when
Born
you walk
into the
a cave
world
next time,
extreme.
you don't need to worry about just the poo falling on you from the back. It's also the placenta. All right. Number 4. I can run as fast as a rabbit.
as fast as a rabbit.
Yep.
I don't know how fast
Honk.
it runs.
You're a rabbit.
Incorrect.
Damn it!
That would have been clever.
My young is called a joey.
Oh, moo.
Yep.
Is it a kangaroo?
No.
Wow.
My name
Well, I got a
means-
really easy one for you.
My name means no drink or no water in my country's native language. And finally, I am not a bear.
You're a wombat.
Yeah.
Wolf?
Yep.
Koala?
Yes!
Wow.
Koalas can run as fast as a rabbit.
No, they
up to
can't.
35
Has
kilometers
that-
an hour.
That's
a
crazy.
lie. 35 kilometers
Maybe,
an hour.
I got
maybe a
baited by
koala
Rusty,
that's
though,
been
'cause I
off
was
the
like
eucalyptus for like 3.5 months.
Yeah.
That's true.
And has been living the Jimmy Shoot lifestyle of going to the gym every day,
Yeah.
then I'll buy it. But those guys have long ass claws that are not made for running through the jungle.
It's a koala who's wandered into a cave of pregnant bats and needs to get out of there as fast as possible. Okay, final one. When the female of my species wants to mate, she screams.
Human.
Oh no, dude.
This is why you're single. I poop once a week, and when I do, I expel up to a third of my entire body weight.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Human.
Yeah. I mean, that's just definitive now.
I don't smell. But my fur is a cozy habitat for innumerable colonies of insects, algae, and bugs. I am actually built upside down internally. Yeah.
These are,
You've thrown me off.
these are really good, but like
I like
difficult.
these facts, but I don't know where it's going.
And I can rotate my head 270 degrees.
Oh, meow. Owl.
No.
It's good.
Honk sloth.
Yes.
What?
How messed up is that?
Yeah.
Look at that clean smelling but disgustingly dirty creature.
You know what's weird about the sloth's head turning is it would do it so slowly. It'd be like a horror movie.
would've
Like it
thought they
just slowly
stunk.
turns
Yeah.
270 to look at you.
I know this because I watched one of those, like, who's that dude that does all the dumb stuff? Like, all the extreme stuff where it's like... No.
David
No.
Attenborough.
No, the guy, like,
Dumb
he
stuff.
did, like, the Bollywood,
Johnny
like...
Knoxville.
No, did, like, the Bollywood, like, stuntman thing where they just jump out windows and stuff. Then the next time he's on, like, the Gaza Strip, and it's, like, limit something, like...
Yeah, right.
Anyway, he went to this weird tribe of cannibals that, like, inject themselves with some frog-toad narcotic, and then they hunt sloths. And that was one of the sloth's
Wow.
facts,
Yeah.
is that you tell where they are from their eyes, and you can always, like, generally see their eyes because they rotate their head constantly.
That's so creepy.
Yeah.
My favorite comment in chat was TKG Hal, who said, "Is this the new league champion?" I would play that, where like their ult is they poop out a third of their entire body weight. Cool.
W is a loud scream.
No, but you know what would happen?
Charms everyone
Only
in
if
range.
you're a female skid.
They'd have to be next.
So there you go. Yeah, sorry.
There'd have to be a skin though for that champion. It'd have to be Spawn raging out as Digimon.
It would be. That
Yeah.
would be it. Well, there you go. That
Did you
was
like
It's
Digimon?
an Echidna.
I
Or
watched
Pokemon.
it. I was a Pokemon. I have Pokemon socks on right now.
One of us.
He knows. This is why you're not on order anymore. All right, it's time to get into game number 4. Speaking of order, it is Order versus Avant. I know you're now a legacy man, but Tally,
Yes.
please talk us through the order lineup.
And in the top lane, we have Big Swips. And in the jungle, we have Only. In the mid lane, we have Harry Kane, the superstar. And in the bot lane, we have Rare 7 and Ayla.
Smooth, Jake.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Bailey.
And Coach Spawn, I almost forgot.
Go back to bed.
Perfophorus in the chat wants an apology for me butchering their name. You're never going to get it. I reckon Order are probably feeling pretty good because AV are
yeah.
probably tilted after that mammoth.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is all the stars are pointing towards Order winning this game just based off the last two that we've seen of them. Of course, both teams are playing twice today, and AV was very shaky.
We need the cycle of life, the cycle of emotions. You know, they've had 1-1 weeks, 0-2 weeks. This could be the 2-0 week. This
could
could be
be
the full spectrum.
It could be it. Well, let's take a look at the AV lineup, who are hoping to fare a little better than they did against Mammoth Skinny.
Yeah, it's going to be Drake who's still in that top lane. Lisa is their jungler. Chaz in the mid lane. They are going to sub in Violet, which we tend to see in these 2 games of a day. And then it's going to be Appy as their support. So expecting to see a little bit of a difference in the bot lane as a result of this flex. We've always asked for it in certain situations. It's never come out, but kind of refreshing to see it now.
It is indeed. All right, it is time to get into the final game of the evening. I hope you enjoy it for purpose. It is Order versus AV, and this is the Maccas Champ Select.
The final day, or the final game of the day, I should say, is Order take on Avant. Both teams playing twice in a day, and they're going to be how we round things out. Order looking for that clean 6-6 on their record, bringing them back to where they once were, giving them some love going into another week after the gauntlet they faced when they took on Legacy and the Chiefs. Avant, after, being defeated by Mammoth, they need some reasons to smile after day one here.
Order may have long conned us. We thought, maybe the curse was broken. They've gone, no, not 1-1 last week, but it could be the 2-0 after the 0-2 to equalize everything once again for them. So who really knows? With Order, AV, you're right. They really need to, they have a point to prove. They really need to show up in this game and bring it back for the squad. And Violet is going to be playing in this game. So with that change in mind, we have the Ultraviolet Super Carry coming in here for AV. Very good record so far when he joins the fray. Have to see how this one does go, as with no hesitation and with no Ornn ban, surprisingly against Order, that's just going to be locked.
Just an easy insta-lock for them right there. Drag who going to respond with the set, so it would seem as if top lane traditionally would be decided, but there is a fair bit of freedom, as we've talked about in the past, where they can flex towards the mid lane, towards jungle potentially.
And I do think a part of it was the bait. Like, what was removed instead of the Ornn? Well, Aphelios has actually been banned here as well.
Yep.
So now they know, of course, Order will pick it. They'll get Misfortune on their side. The risk with this is that I think Order are fully prepared for this trade. It's not something that's unfamiliar to them. They like to pick the mages in bot lane anyway. It could very easily be an Ezreal Braum if they wanted. It could still just be the Ezreal and any support, even an Enchanter, if their goal was to win. But the point is, there's options there as we await Order's picks.
I think it would have been a big luxury if Oni was able to get that Carpus a second time in a day after how strong he was in that situation and how good of a scaling champion it is, and that seems to be Avant's weakness, is that mid to late game comes around. If they're not ahead, they don't seem to have that comeback potential. So Oni's going to lock in the Elise, some strong early game.
He's had enough Karthus for 1 week.
Yeah.
Jeez. 5 levels ahead will have to do ya. There we go. We've got the Kai'Sa this time. We await the support champions, of course, for both respective teams. And with AV looking for their 3rd champion, it could be a support if they want to ban some away from Hayri. Could be a mid laner if they want to do the exact same thing and just open the floor to any kind of supports being available. Violet looks good on Misfortune the last time we saw him compete, however. That does still stay in my mind, his Misfortune performance. They got some kills in lane in their 2v2.
Yep. He's only played that in the Ezreal so far. Rare hasn't actually played the Kai'Sa at all. Just be quite excited to see that.
There's a clap. Hayri's fully ready. They picked LeBlanc, they banned Lissandra, and he had a Grimace followed by a clap. So, makes me think that was a clap of they've fallen into our trap here, and we have the pick ready. But I don't know what that is just yet.
Got an idea in mind right now. If you're looking at Order with these first 3 picks, a fair bit of engage potential, with the Repel to jump on in. Cocoon, obviously, Harry can then, Kai'Sa can jump in with her ultimate as well.
Yeah, so they need physical damage.
Desperately.
They have a Kai'Sa who can still build full AD, but I was just thinking, what champions exist that could work with the composition they have? At least being full magic damage does open the floor. They've got a full tank in top lane. If they choose to go magic damage in mid, it's passable. It's just, if our opponents then respond with a tank champion somewhere, it becomes a little bit harder to play the game out. No supports have been locked yet, right? So, just worth pointing out.
Well, they've locked away the Lee Sin for the displacement and a Pantheon for the lockdown and kill threat denial. Obviously with his shield being so strong at preventing that. But yeah, as you say, they're definitely needing some AD bruiser, potentially a Aurelia or something along those lines for Harry in the mid lane again.
And I say that because, well, first of all, he does play the Aurelia, but he's also a Yasuo player.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say that it's the best mid lane matchup, but with an Ornn, you can always team fight with it. You can always get those ultimates off. So, always possible. Though I think with the Nautilus locked in, it becomes harder to play the team fights. As you put yourself into the back line, bang, auto attack stun, and you're just locked down anyway.
Won't be the Brawn, though, to completely negate it, so whether or not he wants to express that skill, they're just going to go down the full path of magic is the answer. Zoe locked in now. No Morgana for the Black Shield to prevent that, so if they find a pick, we talked about it in these first 3 picks for Order, they lock you down with a trouble bubble, chances are you're gone.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, with that Zoe locked in, we have seen this matchup a decent amount of times as well. Hold its own against the LeBlanc. You don't have as much kill threat, but you have more wave control if they use their spells to harass with viewers. There we go. Enchant to support. That's the way that Order plays.
All that magic. No need to build physical. Fully reliant, I suppose, now on Rare to itemize towards that.
You could always, and it most likely will just be a full AD, Kai'Sa. You can always count on Order to pick counters for Ayla and for Rare where appropriate. The fact that they do play Enchanters, blind picking the Nautilus, Morgana exists. I was sick of saying it as an option and not seeing it picked, so it is just refreshing to watch Order, who do like those Enchanters and are still trying to force that motto through the rest of the league.
Yeah, Order have a lot of engagement tools at their disposal, a lot of pick potential, and a lot of safety to survive. As Avant have a very clear identity in this one again, which is we want to get in your face. We want to lock somebody down. How much of what, how much of Ornn and Morgana, even Zoe, can be utilized to sort of shut down what Avant are looking to clump up to achieve.
I think it's very clear what Order are looking for in this game here as well. You've got the heal barrier bot lane with a heal in your mid lane as well compared to the Ignites and the Cleansers. I think it's very clear that, killing them is going to be difficult at this point. And so they're very easily able to get through that laning phase. And like you mentioned earlier in the draft, Zoe hitting bubbles, things change in an instant. You've got Morgana binding with Elise. So if a bubble hits, you are just locked down and killed. And then, of course, when you think of all of the crowd control they've got with a tank and a Kai'Sa composition, not only does Kai'Sa get a lot of backline access from Swiper from the get-go, but they have the capabilities of proccing that plasma with all of the crowd control there from Elise and from Morgana, let alone the Zoe bubbles. So Kai'Sa's going to be doing a lot of passive damage on top of what is presumably a mostly physical build.
So I asked you this question then, Rusty. Where do Avant look to try and find his advantages? If bot lane is incredibly hard for them to get kills based on the barrier and heal being utilized there, are they looking to try and get Sep or LeBlanc online to try and find advantages in that regard?
It could just be both. It could just be solo laners. Set into Ornn is good for Sep.
Yep.
We'll have to look at Dragcrew level 1, how he plays it out. Most sets will start E, and then they'll just harass in the lane itself, try and push past minions at level 1. And it's not the grasp from Swiper, it is the unsealed spellbook. So if I was Dragcrew, I see that summoner coming in, I would say, I want to start in lane at level 1. I'm not going to leash, and I'm just going to try and control the lane out and harass him 1v1 to get that control. Lisa then pass from blue up towards that side of the map. So he can gank mid, he could gank top lane. That's how I would play this one out, because those solo laners are the ones to look at.
We'll have to see if Avant are able to find those advantages, because right now they have a composition that has engagement, but Order have shutdown. If this game goes on long enough, the itemization towards that magic resist may be enough. Ayla, a little bit too confident with what Morgana can do.
Yeah, it seems like just wanting to throw the puddle down to maybe get some gold, and cops a hook for it. So feeling a little bit sad there will be Ayla not having that flash. Does open up some interesting possibilities for the likes of Lisa.
Is running Guardian on the Morgana there, giving him a bit more haste, a bit more mobility to disengage if a gank were to take place.
Swiper most likely needs to walk the long way after he gives this leash as well. Draco's just going to walk straight into the lane itself. Last time we saw him start the lane, he forced the wave to freeze towards him. He's done the exact same thing here. No, that I will say that is good and bad. The disadvantage of what he has done top lane is that it actually pushes the wave closer to the Ornn's turret. So to play level 1 aggressively, you don't have as much space to work with. You see him here, starts E, gets the auto attacks off. I mean, that's a free trade, right? There is no trade.
No response.
From Swiper, but he's pushed the wave in, so freezing it does nothing.
Good response that time.
Yeah, and just loses in response.
As the breath comes out and the brittle charge utilized. Also deceptively strong in these early games, but that's going to be the bread and butter, really. Exchanging when those cooldowns come online.
Also goes W at level 2. There was a possibility that you hold your E for level 2 spike and then you pull him in, auto, press Q, auto more times, Conqueror's proc. You've done more damage than that W ever would. Just the little details in that lane. It doesn't matter too much. The W is still free damage, and we're waiting for that Jarvan to pass towards this side of the map, which is why we look at top lane so heavily, because the wave's bounced, starts to come back. If Draco plays safely and doesn't push the wave in, suddenly Jarvan has kill threat up there and Swiper in a weird spot.
Junglers have definitely started on opposite sides of the map. The ward that they placed down to catch only doing this. Only moments before expiring. But I'm sure Chaz would have a fair idea that, well, he'll be there eventually. So it gives an idea to bot lane to say, look, you need to chill out.
Yeah, it'll be a free scuttle. Secured for the Elise, but I don't know where he'll go past that point. You know, mid lane has priority and is pushing it into secure. At Lisa, as the scuttle spawns, may actually be looking towards a gank in mid instead. If the chains connect, there is no cleanse, as it's the heal on Zoe, so that was possible. Not going to find anything, and like mentioned with Only, he's only going to get the scuttle for it, because mid has pushed, bot has pushed, there's no dive threat, and there's no jungle camps to take on the blue side of the map, so just a free scuttle taking what's there.
Drake, you're going to use the vision to scout out topside jungle, see that Only's not there. He's still down bottom side. Scuttle exchange, as you highlight, and he did get a ward across in towards the Bowen River. So we can see if a flank's going to come across as they try and juggle their vision, but Chaz is pulling at the stage. Definitely getting the electrocute procs working in his favor.
Draco's found himself in this point at the lane where Swiper's kind of held it where it was. The trades have been going decently well for Draco overall. You can see the massive health advantage that he's started to slowly accrue. But through all that, it doesn't mean that Swiper's going to die. He's actually been holding the wave pretty consistently where it is. And that's one of the, I don't want to say it's a pitfall of set, but it's one of the things you have to consider is that a lot of sets trade patterns push waves. You know, the W, the E, harass minions and deal damage to the minions. So to kill the Ornn, you got to push the wave in. And very hard to then set up for your jungler to gank if he's spending more time pushing while harassing than anything else.
Now he's pushing in this wave as he finds some love. It's a nice little vision ward on towards those raptors.
Where does Lisa go?
Yeah, Lisa's a bit of a rough spot right now.
Both junglers are kind of gank junglers. Really not finding opportunities to gank. But this is something we saw from AV last game.
Very early rotation from Appy as he does the reset.
Oh, that's hook.
He looks for the hook. The flag and drag connects. You go Drowsy, but you will die. Only responds. He's not going to be able to find the trades. Does burn a flash out of Lisa.
Yeah, lots of flashes actually used there. Pretty much everybody that was in the mid lane used their flash except for Chaz. It was Uppy's Ignite as well. Chaz doesn't double those ones up, so that was nice from AV. And this is one of those difference makers. You know, you think back to last game from AV earlier today, not a lot happened, and then they started to slowly lose. But Uppy gets freedom, and he is on fire.
Max range hook there as the combo comes down, but Ayla is on the hunt looking for the binding. Starts with a Tormented Soil to get some stacks on that Spell Thief.
That was a barrier by Rare as well, so well-earned barrier from that hook of Uppy. Things start very differently here. Confidence coming out of the Nautilus to make these plays happen. And even though Chaz walks onto the bubble, the Sleepy Trouble bubble doesn't do enough damage to kill him because his team's in front of him.
Yep, 4 flashes burnt in an exchange. Works out for Avant though, they take that.
That's 1,400 health left on the Drake. Hook misses.
Very close to it. The Black Shield comes across onto Ayla right now to
Teleport's
survive.
coming.
Teleports are coming in as well. Only runs one Ray, and the rest of the team run to try. Now it's a pincer maneuver. Ult comes in. Ayla's the one that finds the kill, and they respond in the tri-brush. Draku is massive. He deletes Kaiser. Now they turn their attention onto Swiper. Avant find the leg up, and they say, you can have Dragon, but we'll just kill your team.
But suddenly AV come into this game, and if you compare the game once between these teams, this is not the expected result. 3-0-1 is the scoreline of the mid laner here of AV. And with 4-1 in kills and a big gold lead in a very serious way, not just playing the map, they are getting kills.
Very convincing in that exchange there. As we see how things started up.
And pretty simple, it was Order starting the Drake. They do get it. Hayri now comes in to try and help, but he's about to flash the wall into a set ultimate, as Chaz has already gone in and done some serious damage with those distorts. So this is not one of those situations where Order realistically want to be taking the fight. They lost a lot of health on the Drake before this even started. And then teleports come in, and all that does is get rid of summoner spells and give AV an extra opportunity for another kill.
Draku commanding so much respect by going for the showstopper in the tri-brush, locking in place at least 3 members.
And you asked me before, Skimmy, where do people want to get ahead in AV? My answer was the solo lanes, and well, we've got, of the 4 kills, all of them are on solo laners of AV.
Yep.
So you start putting them inside lanes or start planting your feet down where their characters can put in some work, some serious work. Well, Chaz is going to smack anyone he goes up against one-on-one, especially with Hayri having no sums. After Chaz gets the shop, just so we're clear.
Yeah, got the lost chapter right now, so be scary once that's completed. Going to dish out a fair chunk of damage, to say the least. Cold Blade online here for Violet, so wanting to farm up from afar. He was down in CS a fair bit beforehand.
Yep.
And that was because of the strength that Order were able to find with this double strength summoner. But
hey, you hit one hook on Nautilus and suddenly...
a lot of it's negated.
Yeah, suddenly things look a little bit better. Rare, of course, not having that in the last fight. It's only just about to be off cooldown. So little details, you know?
Yeah.
Hayri not having his own flash, only having a stolen one. Maybe could help the team faster.
Yep, seizing the moment and taking full advantage of it. Now Avant will want to continue this. First Rift Herald spawns. Not going to see the lane swap take place. Just going to be a solo exchange here as he picks that one up for free.
It was an odd timing for the fight because nobody was really level 6 yet. We just hit there for like 1 or 2 members of the team.
Yep.
But like, now you look at the ultimates that are available. Ayla and Uppy aren't even level 6 themselves yet. They're just ticking over it as we speak. So if another fight happens, there is so much more damage available from each respective team, where there is actually just summoner spells missing everywhere.
Going to be another assessment of their power levels. There's spikes in this exchange, but as you highlight, yeah, no summoners is a big factor right now. Order looking to crash this wave in. They're finding one plate as a result.
Most
They've got
teams...
the protection because only still in the river.
Yeah, only hovering nearby. He's going to be spotted on a ward though. And Chaz is also recalling, so I think everyone just wants to play safely at the moment. Really, you know, a lot of teams will say, I don't have flash, and if both teams are saying it at the same time, you tend to wait for those spells to be available before you see any action.
Yep.
But I would personally say, I have a Luden's Echo. My opponent has a Lost Chapter. Let's fight. Let's find a target and absolutely obliterate them.
I'm LeBlanc. I don't need flash. Let's make something happen.
Yeah, and though Hayri does have his summoner spells back, I think it's easy to force them with a Jarvan just existing in the general area. And Chaz hitting chains.
Well, we'll keep our eye on where Lisa decides to path. If he is going to hang around this mid lane and ensure that Chaz doesn't lose that flawless record at this stage, as a full victim to the shutdown bonus, the bounty. Does have that Rift Herald, so interesting to see where he decides to take it.
Yeah, good timing on the Rift Herald as well. I'm always a loud advocate on the second Infernal being up that it's not always worth taking. If I was AV, you know, I think that sacrificing an Infernal Drake for a tower in a lane is always going to be a worthwhile trade. Order, of course, would want that Infernal because it's 1 point closer to Soul anyway. The 4% stats or a turret now with plating. You know, that's obviously where your preferences would lie, would be towards gold.
Both bot lanes have reset. Still waiting for their first item online for the AD carries. Now Avant, knowing that the Infernal Drake is online.
All right, they may look here. Of course, Chaz is strong. But he loses that trade, honestly. Now AV lose all their mid priority while they're setting up for the Drake. They need to respect their opponents here.
They do. Appy goes for the blind hook. Isn't going to find it. Blackshield would have been delayed and wouldn't have helped in that situation, but Swiper said enough. He's going to initiate to start things off. He goes golden on time of a sleepy sleep time. He's going to fall on down as Cataclysm locks in place Lisa. He uses the stopwatch as well, and the zoning ability of the bullet time coming out here from the Violet forces Order to back away. They wanted the fight, they wanted mid-prio, but they really wanted a Drake.
Yeah, they bring Swiper down. They do get the first pick attempt on. And even if they get that kill onto Api, stopwatch was burned, so that does hurt. They don't have enough health to contest this one, as steal is the only option. It was a nice try there from Rare, but that's it. So the objective does go over to AV. Now, Rift Herald hasn't been used during all of this, but we'll see how it happens again, because Swiper comes in into the fray, and then of course the Ornn ult with the Zoe bubble means that a lot of their CC was used aggressively, and the immediate response here from AV is to go for the engage themselves. Chaz over the wall that entire time. And Lisa, unfortunately for them, they double up their spells, and it's just flashed out by Hayri, who lives with the smallest amount of health. Overall, good for AV.
Very good for AV. Forcing out flashes, forcing out disengages. Limiting the potential for Order to respond. And they get themselves on the score sheet with that Drake. Ocean Soul, ooh. Feral will soon to expire, so not going to be able to get maximum value out of that one, but it is going to start running down the lane as a super minion.
Yeah, it looks like Geraldine's going to be running towards the bot lane outer. AV already pushing this wave in. See if they can get some damage onto the plate before it gets there.
Yeah,
As you can see, Order are still walking down towards this lane to respond. Yeah, it won't break the turret, but it does get a lot of damage on. They're actually going to get zoned away, perhaps.
They've got members responding. Zoe's going to be late to this one, but 4 members of Avant are coming on down.
Yeah, the plate gold does go to Lisa.
He's happy to pick that one up. Black Shield on cooldown right now, looking to try and crash this wave in. Set themselves up for another dive attempt. Chaz will now be spotted by that ward because Tri was completely empty.
Violet with very little mana though, so I think a reset is still in order. That was one of those, like, it was a weird play, but Herald had to be summoned, so they made something that they could from it, you know? Even if it's a small thing. But they don't get punished in response, and they do put 4 people down there just to make sure something happens. That's not too bad in the end.
This has been pretty active around the map in recent times. Only's been forced to sit in his jungle, farming up a treat.
Yeah, when you've got a mid laner that's this fed, and I've said this earlier today, it's pretty easy to play League of Legends. Lisa now sees a 3-0 LeBlanc, says, well, mid lane can't respond at any moment because if we're mid, we have kill threat. For Order, it takes more than one person to be mid as a nice attempt.
Finding, looking to be utilized there, unable to find it. That could have been huge to try and swing the balance of this game right now.
Herald 2 is about to spawn, which is what AV are baiting, so looking for those picks perhaps.
Chains don't connect again, but they're going to look to try and take out Swiper. He has the ultimate, he has the flash hits, all the initiation potential in the world right now. Forced to flat across the wall. Going to respond with the all Nest is going to go one way on that train ticket. Bullet time deleting him. And deleting the potential for Order to turn that team fight around.
Yeah, Swiper the one who checks, and unfortunately for him, Swiper is the one who dies. As AV now get Herald number 2. They couldn't make the best use of the first one because they froze as Drake is, hang on.
Well, Draku's in a spot of bother. That grit shield won't be enough to prevent the burst that came out. It's a consolation for Order. Avant will pick up the second Herald of this game.
He might be wondering why he was there. A good cleanse from Violet will keep him alive. You might be wondering, why was Dragku the bot side of mid? Well, the answer, no one knows.
I was wondering where you're going with that one, Rusty.
There's one of those deaths that, like, it'll hit you and your only thought is, that's just my bad. There's no Drake. If I'm walking a bot, why am I walking the aggressive way? My team is currently hitting the Herald and the enemy knows. You know, like that's kudos to Order for looking.
Yeah.
Because they do find it. But like, where's he off to?
I wanted the fruit.
Fruit collector.
What did I say? You keep healthy by eating 5 fruit a day? It's all a scam.
Yeah, he got 3 fruit in and was murdered. If he got those other 2, he might have lived, is what you're saying.
Back to the dirty carbs. Well, Order finding some situations in which to try and tide this fight, this game in their balance. Rare. He's got a bounty to his name now. He's getting himself online. But the big question still has to remain, Rusty. Chaz is 3-0.
Yeah.
He has still got all the potential in the world to just snap his fingers and like Thanos delete you.
He's very powerful. The next Drake coming up as well. And his strength's still definitely there. I will say he has been kind of matched by his opponent in Hayri when it comes to damage. Having the Ludens to match that. But Chaz is making waves in bot lane as Order are looking to run him down. It is a LeBlanc, it's hard to kill.
This is what they're after. Harry using that flash on his W. Chaz flirting with danger. Oh, actually duking out the ultimate for Morgana. He's now buying time. He realizes he's in trouble. He will fall on down and only is the one to pick up the shutdown.
That was a lot of time, Skibby, and now they're able to push mid lane in response. The Drake could be taken from Order, but I think they'll have to run mid first because that's a Herald and it could be a power play straight down mid lane, multiple turrets. So correct choice here by Order. They respond to mid. The charge will still go off, and that will be the turret. But the Drake will be given over in lieu of Chaz dying for it. Now AV have just dispersed towards top lane while Order are pushing mid anyway. Need to get back there.
Feels to me overall that Order quite happy with this one.
Yeah.
They got the upper hand. Yes, they bought a lot of time with Chaz, but the advantages weren't able to be found, and they're going to get compounded just a little bit further as Appy gets caught on the wrong side of the jungle. No fruit this time around.
What are our band of travelers doing over there?
The boys in blue are going for a jog.
Order of the team that goes running, so their shoes on the wrong foot there. Yeah, I don't know. That Appy was walking towards mid lane, just doesn't quite get in there, and then they pick him off. Very well done. Again, like I'm not to discredit Order by any means. They're playing the map as they should be. Given
And they're playing their comp too, right? Because it's looking for picks.
Yeah, and given what their opponents are doing, then they're following through nicely. It's just, you know, Dragku was getting some honey fruit, and Appy was slow to rotate back to mid after they went for a wander top.
And that gold lead that Avant worked so hard in these early stages to acquire is slowly falling away. Rare continues to grow stronger.
Here's a big boy now. Working towards those evolves, has got the Q done. Quincy's Rage Blade, the item of choice next it seems, as he has got that amp tome. Poised to do a lot of good work, but I would say that Violet is still very strong and worth considering. They haven't been able to shut him down yet.
Got all their summoners available. Could be a big talking point when this next fight breaks out. Next Dragon up in 3 minutes. Baron spawning in the next 5, so vision control is going to be the next talking point as we look to see how the teams set themselves up. So far for Order, vision is very defensively placed if you look at the minimap.
But it's because they haven't broken a turret. So, like, both Rift Heralds did go to AV. They were able to make that work around the map. All of the others are broken. So AV have a much easier time placing wards and setting up the map just because they have a closer safe point to that of Order right now. Order have been matching the kills. And you think back to, like, how'd they get the Drake? Well, they killed Chaz bot lane, but Chaz got the turret for that effective trade. Top's pretty much full health because it's a set versus one, so that was pushed the whole time. And at the moment, it seems like the best approach they have is to group for kills, but they've never translated a kill to a turret.
Trekker was running up that river as Order are coming to meet him. They were ready to say hello. Buying some time, is going to go back to that bottom lane. Does have teleport available. And if Order face check this one, they're going to be met with their own hello party.
I mean, they know they're there. So face checking that one would be for a reason as Nautil.
Well, they're going to start things off instantly. Nautilus is going to initiate. Stone Plane ain't surviving here. Redemption going to come down very early on as Bullet Time finds the full valley, but not on so many targets. Cataclysm locking in 3 people. There's just no follow-up damage. And Rare, he was big before, but he's huge now. He's 5-1. Oh, can they find this kill? Lisa's drowsy, but they were blind.
Hayri's just got flashes everywhere to steal from his opponent's Order. They'll get the team fight win, and still not looking towards turrets because Baron is up. And will the contest even be there from AV? How long will this Baron take? I don't think they would get there too well in time. Kaiser does a lot of damage to him.
Mela buying time, the wards are down, Baron down to 4k, 25% in counting.
They can't see Lisa. He's
doesn't
actually
have flash. They can't contest this one, only will smite it, and he will collect. Avant too late to the party there, and now Order finding a convincing skirmish, get the Baron off the tail end of that one, and are now in the driving seat with this gold.
Yeah, now definitely poised to take this one up. He starts the fight off with an ultimate onto Ayla. If he was trying to click Rare, it doesn't matter. The spell should have went onto him, and he dies before Draco even gets to the fight. Misfortune's ultimate isn't in the direction of anyone except for Only as well, unfortunately. And then he walks into the Ornn's ultimate. So very easy for Rare, like mentioned during the draft, to follow through on an Ornn ultimate for that CC, get in there and put some damage down. Then Hayri flashes in, flashes out, flashes everywhere.
Could have been a difference maker there, because you saw how many are locked in place with the Cataclysm. They get punished. And Avant take, Order take full
The flash kick.
full ability of that option. Going to pick up a kill on towards Nautilus.
Yeah, that's what you want with the Baron buff. They'll start with a pick. Now, they have only really attacked the mid lane. Hayri's showing bot lane as we speak and Swiper top. So that will be it for mid lane, most likely. Rare, no flash. Does need to respect at least a little.
Yeah, Rare needs to be careful. He's being caught out in positions like this before. Lisa looks for it instantly. This time, we get the Wombat we want. He manages to get out eventually. Ayla, the sacrificial lamb, gives him the black shield before he falls on down. Redemption, too little, too late. That's what we wanted to see from Avant, but from Order, why?
And there goes Rare. we could start a hashtag in his name. That was 1,000 gold. They get the turret. They do get top lane as well. They pushed in bot, so they reset their waves, but, you know, that's just the way he is.
Shaking your head at that one.
It's just weird, because I shouldn't be able to predict someone dying like that. But I can predict someone dying like that. I have no flash. I just used it for the kill mid, right? We all know he has no flash. The enemy jungler is a Jarvan. Misfortune has ultimate. Do I hit the turret?
Because they could have just backed away, picked up the Drake for free, utilized the side lane pressure. Regardless.
And there is a hovering Ayla, so I think that, like, in part, he thinks, I'm safe, I can ult out.
Sure.
But, like, AV's not showing anywhere on the map. Chaz and Draku just wander mid. Chaz now gets 1,000 gold, by the way. He's the one who collects the shutdown. That's his large rod.
And just giving Chaz another window to get himself back into this game.
Order's still pushing well and truly in control of the game. Yeah, it's just one of those hiccups. They've also got the Molten Edge now completed. Swiper starts to get those levels on his own, and he is a side lane titan at the moment. Just pushing in those waves while his team protects him.
Well, Baron buff will be used in the bottom lane. That's going to get this tier 1 turret down. Baron buff now expiring. As Avant will just run it straight down mid and say, come at us.
Order are responding, however. They're not staying bottom. They're not showing on the wave. Baron not up for a little while, so really it's just a disengage for the sake of it.
Only looking for a flank right now.
Yeah, he
Swipe
has...
on a wide angle too.
He has no flash, though, only. It would be about Swiper.
Swiper going to decide against it in the end and say, look, the wave is perfectly positioned for me to get a tier 2 turret in the bottom lane. Let's get the rotation on.
And Chaz is showing mid. There was a missing ping on his head, so they know he's just disappeared. Swiper's just going to hit the turret a few times for, you know, a weak bait, but everyone knows that Order are down here and they will be able to push forwards and pressure this turret. See how far they get. Note that Rare still doesn't have flash. The Jarvan's still in a position to look.
A lot of damage coming out instantly on towards Nautilus. He's out of this fight before it even had a chance to start. Double redemption, what does it mean? It means that Order are crushing this team fight so far. It's a triple kill as they go forwards. They want to take down Chaz. He's down to half. He's basically at the fight, so consider that a quad. This makes bottom lane exposed. There's no objective to contest right now. They want an inhibitor, Rusty.
Yeah, and they still have a massive Kai'Sa with that black shield there to protect him. So hard for AV to get those engages when everyone from Order is standing in front of Rare. So that will just be the inhibitor going down. No response available from AV. And once again, Order, they start to hit their stride. And as they do, they are unstoppable.
Nautilus not having the most fun in these engagements. He's the one trying to lead the charge, start the charge. Always the one that is receiving the bulk of the CC. As you'll see from the start of this replay.
And quite simply, the binding hits onto Uppy. I feel like this applies to what we saw happen in mid lane. I don't think Nautilus can engage. I don't think he is the person who should be starting these fights off. I think it should just be Lisa. First and foremost, there is a black shield to counter you. So the Morgana existing means that you can't exist. And then a binding hits, so he can't proc Aftershock. Just dies, just evaporates off the map because of Order's composition.
Yep.
So if it's not Lisa looking, I don't think he can. Maybe a flash E from Draku is possible as well.
There's pressure all around the map. Avant know that they are dealing with a potential soul point. dealing with a potential Baron and End condition. They are funneling around in this jungle, trying to play Happy Feet. Chaz has to be careful.
They at least force the Mimic Distort out of Chaz there. With Baron up, it'll be nice to get them some extra control around the map, and they do force it as Happy. Hey, bud.
Happy's there again. Swiper looks for it. Lisa is there to respond if he needs to. Happy down to half. Stoneplay already used. He's a tanky boy, but the response and the turnaround, if you don't kill us, we kill you, says Draku as he jumps into the team fight. But he's in the wrong spot. Rare 7 has mobility. He runs it down mid. He doesn't care about Flash. It's up now. And Harry's going to use it.
Oh,
He's going to use it twice. He's going to get drowsied. He's intoxicated by these plays. They don't care about the buffs.
Well, they're just going to try and look to end the game here. 3 people still alive from AV. They can get to the wave. Misfortune Ultimate will clip the minions down. They're going to just disengage, go back to the wave they prepared earlier anyway if they would like.
Showstopper's still available, but Draku just has no means to try and utilize it. There's no bullet time, there's no burst unless they're looking at Chaz. He's got no summoners. And Harry has reached that point of the game where Zoe does Zoe things. First Nexus turret falls on down, and the members of Avant fall on swiftly too. Double digits for Rare. Double kill, 12 and 2. The game is said and done. Talking about double digits, Order will find their very first 2-0 week.
And it ends with a 12-2 Kaiser as well from Rare. They get the wins. Honestly don't understand why they're doing the Halo run there, but they'll take their memes, they'll get their victories. And a 2-0 to match the 0-2 of last week. The curse still exists.
That's a happy man right there as he jumps and dances around, screaming and shouting. Fantastic performance of him, a small blip in the mid lane there, but otherwise a very solid performance on this Kaiser.
Yeah, there was also the Fighter Dragon, right? So there was a couple of moments that Order can very easily just VOD review, go back and be like, what were we doing here? But at the same time, they picked their moments where their opponents, any mistake that AV made, it did feel like Order were there to catch that and to punish that accordingly. It took them a while to even break a turret, but they still did what was necessary to get that victory. So at the end result, Order still definitely the better team in the game, even though there was some hiccups on the radar, there was some blips, some moments where you're like, oh, AV, maybe they are doing it here. You know, once again, through the likes of Chaz, who has been playing pretty well, honestly, score of the team aside through this split.
Must hope for Chaz there, having that strength, but then feeling a little bit gimped by the fact that there's no summoners, team reluctant to try and team fight, unable to utilize that advantage, that power spike that he's achieved.
You have such a gamer vocab, man.
What do you mean?
Oh, I'm not going to talk about it on air. I'll tell you after.
Well, regardless, let's go back to some other guys with a different vocabulary. It's Nick and Jake.
And it's dad vocab.
It is, yeah. Go to bed. Well done, Order. I think Rusty said it as we were coming down to the studio, but the curse still exists in some ways because obviously it was you win 1, you lose 1 each week, and then it was you lose 2, and now it's you win 2. I don't know. I don't have much more analysis other than that.
Yeah, I think we try and make the wins look hard sometimes.
Yep.
That's a characteristic of an Order game. We really do try to run it down every now and again.
Yep.
As Ronan's now trying to feed Bailey a treat on camera.
You're not getting it until you sit.
Hold it a little bit higher.
Oh, yeah. Good work. Yeah, you can have it. Wow.
So you are cute.
That was chocolate.
All right, talk to me about that game, boys. The last word that I heard before I left the room was, Coach, what does our draft actually do? Did we figure it out at any point?
Not really. What did our draft do?
I'm not sure, but we kind of like learned as we went. There was definitely a couple of us weren't too confident, but we made it work. Yeah,
I was confident the whole game.
a couple.
Were you actually?
Whatever this BD energy you have over the last couple of weeks is just really working for you.
I mean, honestly, talk to us about it. Like, fans have been very vocal online about playing back-to-back games, and the day does seem to have negative impact on performance. Now, 2 games on Friday, picked up 2 wins. What is it like to play 2 games on the day? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Honest response.
I like it when we win. I don't like it when we lose, because when you lose 2 games on one day,
Yep.
it's double the pain.
What if you won 1 and lost 1?
depends which one was the last game. So
Right,
if you like lose the first one and then win the second one, it feels like kind of okay.
Yeah.
But for today's like today, it's freaking amazing because we've won 2. So it's like double the energy, double the hype. Everyone feels good. The vibes are good. Are they, Ronan?
Yeah, they're great.
The vibes are great.
They're fantastic.
So it's good. I like it.
Absolutely.
And I want to talk about a specific point in the draft because Ronan's giving me the shits at the moment. In the game, actually. And it was when we got
Condolences.
Baron buff, right? And we're buffing 3 waves. And then pings went down onto Dragon. And Ronan decided he wanted to whack tier 2 turret mid lane. How did you feel when you knew he was going to die again, Geordie?
Look, I told them I was on Dragon a couple times, and I think Billy also knew I was on Dragon, but Nos really wanted that mid turret. So,
I thought we won, but they kept distracting me with, I'm on Dragon.
It was
Dude, just
definitely
let me fight,
it was
man.
definitely a 2v4 outplay situation.
Yeah, I was feeling it, but, sometimes the old man hands catch up to you. Almost 20 now. It's getting a bit disgusting.
Yeah.
It must be really tough.
Yeah,
Can you
alright.
please just close
Yeah,
the
look,
show out?
we gotta get rid of this kid. All right, let's take a look at the results from today. Well done, Order, on the last win and on the first win of the day. That was Order taking down
thanks.
PGG for game number 1. Huh?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Only gag your boy. AV fall to Mammoth for game 2. Direwolves can't take down Legacy for game 3, and then Order obviously taking out Avant. And I'm loath to say it, but Rare popping off with 12 kills, I think it was by the end of the year.
12.
Yeah,
It's good counting.
it is good counting.
Were you counting them?
No.
Absolutely
I just
not.
looked at my items and I was feeling like a goddamn snack.
Speaking of a snack, look at the games we got coming up tomorrow.
Oh,
They're
can't wait.
tasty.
No order game.
There's no order games, exactly. So we won't need to sit through this again. Legacy versus Gravitas, game number 1. It's then Mammoth versus Chiefs for game 2. PGG taking on Gravitas again for game 3. And then Chiefs make a comeback versus Direwolves, who are also looking to make a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, coming into this week, I thought Direwolves looked pretty hot in their last 4 games. Obviously, they had a rough early game versus Legacy and then pulled it together and then kind of lost the game when they should have won it. That first Baron fight was when the Direwolves comp was really strong, so they would be kicking themselves at losing that opportunity, and I expect them to come out swimming versus Chiefs tomorrow. Who you got? You got Chiefs or Direwolves?
Oh, I got Direwolves. I thought Direwolves were like smurfing today, and it was kind of like unlucky 50-50 Baron fight. Yeah, I'm backing Direwolves tomorrow, for sure.
I'll be taking my day off. Not thinking
right.
about League of Legends.
So Hoity Toity says, Grimrose says, private schoolboy looking dude, and I assume he's talking to the one in the scarf. All right, it is time for me to
good or bad?
mention the OPL anime competition. If you send in anime drawing inspired by the OPL,
Oh, that is sick.
it gets picked. You get it on the show. You get yourself some skins, my friends.
Some skins.
This week, the skins are coming in from the Black Frost
Is
range.
that new Alistar skin?
Yes,
That
it
is
is.
dope
That
AF Alistar.
There's a
very
Renekton
cool.
skin as well.
Real?
Yeah.
Good?
I don't know if Swiper's seen it yet, but it's a
it's
Smurf
awesome.
skin. It
Yeah.
looks sick. It looks really cool.
And if you don't have the champ, then you get the champ as well. So that's a pretty
Oh,
good.
no
deal.
way.
So, yeah,
That's a
you do.
chicken wrap combo upsized. You get a bit of both.
Or
Yeah,
a Big Mac combo. Move on to the next segment.
that too.
Macca's.
Just gonna take this one. A reminder that in a couple of weeks we have
Take what?
Recall and Restore Week. That means all weekend we are partnering with Headspace to talk about mental health and the National Day Against Violence and Bullying. A very important cause and something that we hope that you will be able to come and be a part of. That's in 2 weeks' time for week 8. That is the Recall and Restore weekend here at the OPL. A massive thank you to our sponsor, McDonald's. Can I please get a yay for Macca's in the chat? Because I think we need it right now. And then we have the MPL coming up, and it's going to be a viewer. We're going to play with a viewer.
Yep, that's what we're doing because... Yeah, a fan from Twitch chat. Because I think you guys have to be on a plane, right? Yeah. You guys have got... Yeah, good.
Play on the plane.
How did he get your microphone? You're the one I actually want to hear from. All right, so please stick around for the MPL. We've got more OPL action coming your way tomorrow from 4 p.m. We've got MPL action coming your way right now, and we will see you very shortly.
Imagine living with that.
Bye.
And the rest of the team run to try. Now it's a pincer maneuver. Ult comes in. Ayla's the one that finds the kill. And they respond in the try-bus. Draku is massive. He deletes Kaiser. Now they turn their attention onto Swiper. Avant find the leg up. Well, they're going to start things off instantly. Norlis is going to initiate. Stoneplane ain't surviving here. Redemption going to come down very early on as Bullet Time finds the full valley, but not on too many targets. Cataclysm looking in 3 people. There's just no follow-up damage. Ren needs to be careful. He's being caught out in positions like this before. Lisa looks for it instantly. This time, we get the one but we want. He manages to get out eventually. Ayla, the sacrificial lamb, gives him the black shield before he falls on down. A lot of damage coming out instantly on towards Nautilus. He's out of this fight before it even had a chance to start. Double redemption, what does it mean? It means that Order are crushing this team fight so far. It's a triple kill as they go forwards. First Nexus turret falls on down, and the members of Avant fall on swiftly too. Double digits for Rare. Double kill, 12 and 2, the game is said and done. Talking about double digits, Order will find their very first 2-0 week.
Feeling the heat? Grab a pineapple or pineberry frozen Fanta mix at Macca's. With 36 flavours, it's the largest range in Australia. Grab one for only $1. A little goes a long way at Macca's.